was a unique week in terms of preparation. With some different guys missing, with injuries, suspension, and it got stranger last evening with the call for Mark McKenzie. I hope Mark is doing okay, recovering from surgery. But again, not something that's in the coaching courses, that's for sure. So I have to give full credit to the players. We talked a lot in preseason with Ernst of improving the depth of the squad, having the next man up mentality where guys are willing to step in and have it be as seamless as possible. Listen, every player has different qualities and traits that they bring to a team, but could not be prouder of the job that Aurelian Collin did today, stepping in on short notice. Guys being asked to maybe play unique roles, in Montero playing a little bit higher up the field to try to get pressure to Piet, and the players executing. It wasn't the way we want to press and the tempo we want to play at, but at the same time, it was 3 points. It was an important 3 points. And again, the performance on the field, we'll all say wasn't our best, but at the same time, you have to find ways to win these types of games. And to do it at 3-0 and keep a clean sheet at home is important. As the game goes on, the next man up mentality is seen again with Casper, who steps in and does a great job for us. Andre goes out, things you can't predict. Matt Freese steps in and does his job. So that's what we're going to need. We're a true team in that sense of the word. We challenged the guys this week. Do we want to be average and be in that fight for 5th through 10th or 5th through 12th in the Eastern Conference, or do we want to be a team that moves forward? And the guys really stepped up to that challenge today. Again, wasn't a beautiful win, but it was 3 points that no one will remember at the end of the year.
First of all, is there an update on Andre?
Yeah, I just spoke with him. It seems like it wasn't a bad one in terms of like his plant foot giving out or anything like that. It'll probably be sometime. I can't I don't want to speculate and put a timeline. It's not likely that it's going to be in time for Vancouver, I would guess. Again, I don't want to speculate too much. But when a goalkeeper feels something like that, they know their body pretty well. Something was off, with it, so he had to step out. And it's not even a situation where, you can always have Jack take goal kicks, but he felt something wrong enough that he had to leave the game. It's a scary situation, for Matt, again, to jump into your first game and replace Andre, but I thought he did a very good job. Didn't have a ton of action, but was called upon and did well. So we'll have an update. We'll get some scans for sure. Andre's a huge piece to our team, so it's a big loss, but we believe in Carlos. We believe in Matt Freese, so they're going to probably have opportunities in the coming weeks.
You guys have dealt with some injuries throughout this stretch now, 4 wins in 5 games. Marco's gone down.
Yeah.
Sergio hasn't been able to get going. Marco unexpectedly goes. Is it really this true team kind of cohesiveness where the one guy goes down, it doesn't really phase you guys that much now as a group? You're kind of able to take that next man out?
I think that's what we're showing. You could use the example of Marco, obviously losing him in the big game in LA, not getting our best punch, giving the Galaxy our best punch, so to speak. That hurt, but at the same time, the staff, Ernst, myself, the whole crew is completely confident in Brendan Aronson stepping in and doing the job. So there's not a big fall off. It doesn't fall off a cliff when we go to different parts of our roster at different positions. And that's what a true team is. This is a 34-game grind. You guys have heard me say that a lot. We don't get too high now because we got 3 points and have had a good start to the season. But we don't get too low after the losses to the Galaxy either, because they played good that night, and they outplayed us and they deserved it. So we'll have a tough task to go to Vancouver where they're doing a good job. But yeah, I will say that this is a group that no matter what seems to happen, and a lot has happened, that's for sure. Red cards, we've had injuries, we've had sickness, illness, family members, losing family members, just a lot of adversity so far. And every guy to a man has stepped up in a big way, and it says a lot about the character of this group.
Jim, how much did that early Corey goal kind of soften up that bunkered in defense?
Huge. We talked all week about Montreal. They haven't given up a goal in the past 3 games. They're hard to break down. When you do score early, it forces them to change what they're excellent at, which is being organized, being behind the ball, and hitting you on the counter. So overall, for Corey to get that goal, on the break to punish them when they made a mistake is critical. That goals change games, and that really set the tone for the afternoon. Would have killed him if he didn't score it, because he had basically a 3-on-1 there, and I thought the best option was pass, but he went for it like a true striker, and when it hits the back of the net, nobody has any complaints. So, but yeah, to your point, getting the first goal against a team that's that organized and behind the ball is critical.
Um, this team had not only not beaten Montreal at home in 5 years, but had blown a lead in every single one of those games. Better than anybody else. So to really not only get the early goal, but step on the thing all the way through and finish it off, how satisfying was that?
Yeah, when you wake up at 6 in the morning to a text that Mark's about to go into surgery, you look at Montreal and you kind of go, "Oh, here we go again," because it's been a strange matchup for us, and we've done poorly against them at home here. I think Ernst's first game here was against them, and we got killed and embarrassed. So we've had some, like every team has one that maybe they don't match up against or whatever it might be, or a little bit of breaks here or there, luck. But we changed that, I thought, today. It's a big 3 points for us. It's a clean sheet against a team that's been has given us problems. We recognize they're not at full strength either, because Piatti's not here, and we know that he can change a game. But they have a really good attacking group. Wasn't happy with how we kind of managed the start of the second half at all. But the guys stuck together. We gutted out 3 points, and these are the kind of 3 points that go a long way with the group.
You've talked a little bit about the number of injuries and the things that you've had to go through. Is this the deepest team that you've ever coached?
Yeah, that's safe to say. I think we've done a great job in the offseason of acquiring good talent, obviously at the top end of the roster, but also now young guys pushing for minutes. It used to be that, a red card, an injury could change us in a drastic way, whereas now we have full confidence in the group to step in and have it be a seamless transition. It's not going to be, listen, every characteristic of a player is different, and Marco Fabian brings different characteristics than Brendan Aronson and Jamiro. But if the roles are clear, the messages during the week are the same. It gives a confidence within the group and within the staff also, and it speaks to the amount that this roster has improved and strengthened. It's still early. We have a long way to go, so we won't get too ahead of ourselves, but certainly that is a real improvement that we made this offseason, and you're about to watch now the improvements further as I get to go sit down and watch the Steel play. So there's guys that are going to keep pushing things, and that's what a good club has. They have a really good pipeline of young players coming through. They have a second team that gives minutes, and you saw some of the benefits of that. Guy like Casper today, steps on the field. Yes, it's only 10 minutes. I wanted to get him more, but because we had to burn 2 subs, you're hesitant. But with the 10 minutes that he gets, he leaves a really good impression on the group. So everybody's stepping up and doing a good job, but we still have a lot of work to do, a lot to improve on, and a difficult test now against Vancouver in a busy week, turning around to go again on Wednesday.
Jim, you said even with the win, you weren't thrilled with the way you pressed, or wasn't the way you planned.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I thought the first 20 minutes of the game was us. That's what we like to see. Good rest defense, good pressing in the first 5 seconds after we lose the ball, keeping them pinned in, not letting them get out on the break. We get the goal, we get the penalty kick, and maybe guys take the foot off the gas a little bit. We did less sprinting at that point, less real closing of the ball. And if you give guys in this league, any team, time and space, they can start to pass through you. And you saw that probably for I thought the majority of the second half, unfortunately, and also the end of the first half. So, we talked at halftime about things we could do better. I think the guys agreed, but we didn't really execute it better in the second half. And it's again, I sound negative after 3-0 win, but I want these guys to go to a next level and not be an average MLS team, which is what we've been in the past. We want to be a great MLS team, and we have a lot of work to do still for that.
Montero covered a ton of ground today.
Yeah.
Gets off the mark too with the goal. Were you pleased with his performance?
Yeah, again, and Jamiro's probably the one that now we asked to play a little bit out of position. A position that he likes to drop a little deeper. But the reasoning was we wanted him to get to Piet, who we thought was their biggest starter of their counterattacks and their transition moments. So he did that very well. He would fall into the category of the guys who I think the first 25 minutes was amazing, and then it did taper off a little bit. It could be fitness, it could be a new position, whatever it is. But again, we have to raise the bar. I thought he did a good job. You guys can see his quality on the ball, how busy he is, and when he really closes and steps to the ball, it's at a speed that catches people off guard. Teams will get used to him though now, and they'll scout him, and they'll realize some of his strengths, and he'll have to adjust. But overall, great contribution from Jamiro today to step up and take a PK, and also put in the work offensively, playing good through balls, setting us up, and just the ground he covered, like you mentioned, is special. It was good.
The Kai red card is a little unnecessary, do you think?
Silly. Really silly. At 3-0, well, let's rewind. In his defense, I think the ball goes over the end line, and it should be a goal kick, or excuse me, a corner kick after Bush's save. At 3-0, maybe they don't look at that as closely as maybe they should. It leads to a break. All these decisions affect things in a big way. So now we'll be without a left back who's been, for my money, the top left back in the league for a game. And Kai has to do better and be smarter there and recognize the situation. It's 3-0. There's probably 2.5 minutes left of injury time. He's 1v1. He doesn't have to leave his feet. Once you leave your feet, you're putting it in the hands of the referee. So I think it's a learning experience for him. I'm not happy about it. So again, it's the most angry, I just said to Ernst, it's the most angry again I've been after a 3-0 win, because we made some silly mistakes, and now we'll be shorthanded because of it. But it'll be an opportunity for somebody to the squad depth to step up. But yeah, not a smart challenge there. Not one.
Is that possibly a point at the left back that's starting for Steel today?
What's that?
Is that pointing it possibly to the left back who's starting for Steel today, maybe having more of a chance to improve?
Yeah, they're going to fight all week for the minutes. You know, you have Fabi coming back. You have Matthew Real, you have Mbaizo, who's also been getting better and better. Ray's played left back too, so we'll have to compete for the spot just like we do every week, and we'll make the decision to deal with the turf in Vancouver.
That's my question.
Time for one more if anyone has it. Good.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you.